start with team news. Scott McKenna, Willie Bolly obviously got injured last weekend. How are they?
Not great. So Scott's going to be out for 6 weeks, more or less. So that's a blow. Willie's even worse. He's looking at longer than 3 months. So not the news we were hoping for. Obviously, I mean, we were obviously concerned when they walked off as early as they did at the same time at Fulham. Like I said, Scan was going to determine the extent of the injuries, and not great information on either of them. So ruled out for a while, and adds to the injury list, of course, but something that we have to get on with.
Obviously, a big blow to the defence. What's your thinking going into the rest of the season about, I guess, Bolly for the rest of the season? And for a while?
I have to get on with it. As I've always said, it's always the next man up. It's always about focusing in on the players that are available and that will be featuring in the games. I guess we can say that Moussa Niakhaté is closer to returning. He's not back in full training yet, but hopefully that will start next week. So that will be a positive step. He's been out for a while. He will have to play some games, I guess, before he's ready for Premier League action. But he's not far away now. He's at the end of his rehab road. We've applied through Premier League rules to bring Steve Cook back into the 25-man squad, which when we're more than hoping that will be fine, looking at how the rules are set up. So we're just expecting that to happen with the circumstances we find ourselves in. So that's a positive as well on the back of the injuries. So, I repeat, disappointed for the boys who were injured, but our focus has to be on the guys who are available and prepare as normal for the games.
Do you think you could get permission by the Premier League for Steve to be involved this weekend?
We hope so. We haven't had it absolutely confirmed yet, but that's obviously the hope.
I just wonder, with that conversation with Steve, what's that like in terms of being left out and bringing back into the fold?
Well, I think I said on the week of the decisions, if you like, of the 25-man squad, how fond we are of Cookie and the part that he's played over his time here, which is not much longer than 12 months. He's had a very productive 12 months for us, and like I said, we're all fond of him here, and I'm sure a lot of, if not all of the supporters are as well. So yeah, he's been good. He's been very professional, and with it happening so quick, if you like, because it's only a week or so after the decision, then it's felt pretty normal, and he's been really positive. He's a lesser man, maybe would have been a bit different than what he has been, and we'll carry on working with him as normal, and he's carrying on being himself, which is good.
I just want to check on a few more players. Jesse Lingard and Ryan Yates, how are they both doing?
Yeah, Yates is hopefully going to be he's back training with us now, but not 100%, so he won't be available for the weekend for sure, and there's a couple of more things that we have to do with him before he really gets right at it, which is obviously typical Yatesy style, but we're hoping that he really steps up next week into 100% full training. Jesse's still nurturing a bit of two niggles really on his Achilles and his knee that at times he struggled to get rid of completely, and it's held him back at times. So we're working with him. We'll see on the weekend or beyond that. We don't know.
Looking at the game this week, some of the football, Haaland from Manchester City. I spoke to Gibbs White this week, and he described Haaland in one word and said scary. I wonder if you had one word to describe Haaland this season.
Well, one word's difficult. Of course, one of the best number 9s in the world. Seamless transition to English football, the way he's played and the goals that he's scored. So there's no point in hiding away from the fact that we will be up against one of, as I said, best strikers in the world. But these are the games that we wanted. When we searched for promotion, and you want to be coming up against the best teams. You want to be coming up against the best players, and you want to not just try and test yourselves, but show that you can do your best as well. So we're looking forward to the game. We're looking forward to bringing our way. We're at the City ground, and for sure, whatever team City play, they're incredible all over the pitch, from goalkeeper to number 9, and we're going to have to be perfect in our game. But I go back to, this is what the club long for. These games, every Premier League game's been brilliant. Home and away, and this will be one that I know the supporters will look forward to, and we've got to look forward to as well. But at the same time, be very focused on what it takes to do well.
And just finally from me on that, your way and being back at the City Ground, you've shown against the likes of Chelsea and Liverpool at the City Ground, you're a match for anyone. So I'm sure you can take confidence from that.
Belief for sure. I use the word belief a lot. I think it's a massive ingredient to succeeding, and especially this season. So and I said after there was the biggest difference in the two halves last week at Fulham, when we maybe didn't play with the belief that we should have in the first half. We did in the second, and we looked a decent team. So for me, it starts with that, and our togetherness, our spirit, obviously our idea of how we want to play and the game plan. You have to accept when you play teams like City, there's some things you have to do really, really well, a lot of things. But this is the level we're at now, and let's try and thrive. Thank you. Cheers.
Hi, Steve.
How you doing?
All right, you?
Good, thank you.
Last night, post-match, we saw Pep Guardiola talking freely about having made a mistake in the first half, yet still they go on to win, go on to top the league. How has his approach, how would that have affected a young you coaching and making your way with his new ideas?
Sorry, say that again. I don't mean to be rude. I didn't quite understand the question.
How did Pep Guardiola and his approach to football, how did
right.
a young coach like you coming through and making your way?
You mean, well, even now, but you mean even at Barcelona and Bayern? Yeah, a lot. I think that I did watch the game last night, of course, and I saw them live at the weekend as well at home against Villa. I didn't see the stuff after the interviews or the punditry, etc. But yeah, for sure, Pep has been and is one of the greatest coaches. In terms of well, first and foremost, how much he's won. Like he's a winner, and having had a few years now in this first team setup, that is what we're all trying to do. Then of course, what goes with Pep is the how he does it and the ways his team plays and the innovation that he's played with and the creativity, both with and without the ball. If you study Pep's teams, it's just as sort of intriguing watching how they defend as it is with the ball. So, of course, massive admiration for him. I did travel to Barcelona a lot as a younger coach, and through the right guard years, and then Pep, and did see that team play a lot, and like everybody else in the world, admired the success that they had. So we've all been on our coaching journeys. I think also you have to find your own way. Of course, you have to believe in yourself, particularly when you get to a first team level, and that's what I and everybody else is trying to do. But of course, Pep's been one of the pioneers for sure, and still is.
Do you think this weekend then that you will be playing the eventual champions of this league?
Well, obviously, them and Arsenal have been brilliant this year, and there's a couple of others, that are still behind them. But can't say I'm paying too much attention to that end of the league. But and you focus on more like when you're playing them. So that's all we've done since the final whistle at Fulham is think about what it takes to put a plan together for City. How that ends up at that end of the table, I'm not too sure. But what I do know is that we're coming up against an incredible team, really, and I go back to we're looking forward to it, and we want to embrace the challenge, but we're also realistic to know that we have to be perfect in our game. But why not?
With the injuries to defenders that you've got, players rehabilitating around a squad training is never easy. You're facing City, throw into the mix Haaland. I know you absolutely vibe on positivity. How are you keeping that up this week?
Well, if we're not, we may as well not turn up. We may as well not play. It's listen, it's really disappointing that we have injuries. It's not the end of the world, And I don't think if somebody's injured, then I know we'll look after them and we try and get them back as quick as we can. But with respect to them, I don't think about them. I think about the guys that are on the pitch every day. They need to get our full attention. They need to get our full support. They need to get our challenge and our demands. Because that's what it takes to prepare a team for the next game. So I know it's probably a bit of a talking point, our injuries, but I don't want to talk about it too much because my focus is on the lads who are available for the weekend and want to represent the club in the way it deserves. So yeah, no crying from us. Would like it to be different, of course. Every manager would say that has injuries, but we have to be positive. We have to play with a can-do mentality, because if we don't, then nobody else will believe it. Cheers. Thank you. Hi.
Steve, you're right. It's a big boxing match this weekend as well.
Yeah, I'm aware of that. Yeah.
Yeah, it could be a special weekend.
Yeah, hope so.
Hope to play a part in that.
We'd love to. Yeah, and you know, we have to focus on. Yeah, it's a great day for the supporters, and a great weekend for the supporters of the city and the boxing and the football. And obviously we wish Leigh well, big supporter of the club, and incredible what he's done as well for the city as well as our lads. So yeah, let's hope we can have some good success together over the weekend, and the supporters of both can have a weekend to remember. A lot of hard work in that, of course, but we have to play with ambition. We have to play with positivity, and that's what we aim to do.
Just one on City. I guess that what happened a couple of weeks ago with the off-field stuff could have impacted them on the pitch in one of two ways. And I don't know whether you think this, but it seems like they've got a bit of a siege mentality and a togetherness.
Well, I don't know, but what we always do is prepare for a team to be at their best, and it's not that easy to predict a City lineup, but it is fairly straightforward to predict the City way and the way the level that they play at. So yeah, I'm not too sure of the other stuff. We sort of just plan for a team to be at their best and build our work around that, whoever we play. So obviously when they are at their best, they're really good. More than that, but as I repeat, it's a challenge that we have to embrace. It's a challenge that we have to believe in ourselves. We've got good players, and obviously we had a disappointing result at Fulham, but on the whole we're doing okay, and we have to be able to keep that going.